Hi, guys. Rejoicing day, lovely souls. Today, I just want to continue on in our conversation in this family gathered channel. Yesterday was the beginning of me taking on once again the platform of YouTube, sharing a video. And I will say, because this will serve someone out there, how the enemy or the distractions may come up when you take the initiative to jump into your calling, to jump into taking that leap of faith of what you're being guided to do. So for me, it was jumping back into YouTube and most importantly, being a voice for God, being a voice for those that are confused, don't know who they are anymore, loss of identity. So when I took that initiative and I actually selected the publish button yesterday for that video, I came across just a moment of opportunity, is what I call it. But here it came. I received a call. There was a change recently in my life in the composition of my household. One of my four children has left and is now residing with his father, which is like 2,000 miles away. And, I live in subsidized housing, and I reported, just as we're told in a written notarized notification, that he was no longer residing in our home. He took on this endeavor. I mean, he might come back sometime. I don't know when, but I followed through the proper protocols and even more, right? Because I did the notarized letter. And what I came across once they received a notification is I got a phone call and they're advising me that it's not enough. They want an actual license or state identification from the state of Florida, for them to even honor and process my request. Now, mind you, this same notification was provided to, the health insurance company, to any other agencies for which he was listed, and they all has successfully removed him, except where I live. And, at the moment, it was a moment of distraction and turmoil because, you know, when you are in a situation as myself where, I'm responsible for not just my well-being, but the well-being of my children, you always do your best showing up in your excellence, whatever that is. We don't compare to no one else. Just who you are and always striving to be better than who you were yesterday. So in that moment, it really did catch me. And usually when I get any notifications, any phone call from this specific corporation or company, it just I've developed this shutting down of my system, and it really took a toll on me. Something as simple as that, because I said, I provided a notarized document. He does not have a state identification or license. And I asked, I'm more than willing to provide anything for them. And they said no. They said no other form is acceptable. Nothing. Not even a notarized letter that I provided with being detailed. It's the license or nothing. And at the moment, um, I felt like it was unfair. I felt like it was an abuse of power. I felt like, it's always the extra. Like, how can I request someone that's no longer a member of my household to provide something so private as that? And what I did do and what I caught myself was realizing Romans 8:28, right? When it says all things are working for your good. And it's so important to read the word and really create that foundation with God and his word over your life. And it just reminded me that it's all things, not good things. It's not good things that work together for your good. It's all things. And that includes anything that makes absolutely no sense in your life. That means the most painful, regrettable things that are happening in your life. That means the changes that are occurring in your life, the unforeseen circumstances that arise from things that you've done or things that other people around you have decided to do, and they still ripple and they still affect you. So today's message is, remember that is not just the good that works for you. It's also the uncomfortable. It's also the unforeseen. It's also the thing that makes absolutely no sense, and there's no logic, and you can't even see 10 steps ahead of it, how it's going to turn out. That's the pace of grace. That is the space, the breathing space that we give on to the Lord to work over and in our lives every single day. And by remembering and going into that word, it covers you with a sense of peace, with a sense of guidance, surrender and faith, that for what I do not see, he sees above what I can possibly imagine. And even though it was very difficult, and it sounds simple, but it was difficult because you feel like you're doing the right thing, and they always make it seem like it's not enough what you've done, and you're being honest and you're being true and you're being authentic. So I surrender. I will, take the next step and see what happens. I can't provide something that doesn't exist, and there's some other personal factors that take place. Obviously that's a private information that belongs to his father, which he chooses not to disclose. So who am I to demand such personal information to someone for which they have no contract with, but at the end of the day, this message is about God and how within his word we remember that it's all things hard, all things heartbreaking, or things, that you celebrate, all things that make us feel like we're holding our breath, all things that sometimes feel like we can't let go and we don't know how it's going to work out without. It's all things. I hope this serves you today. If you're going through something, if you know someone that's going through something, and remember to reconnect with him. And that is the key of building that faith. It's that rinse and repeat of his word over your life and claiming it over your life and placing faith in him over your life. Take care, guys. Bye.